Our next speaker joins us today from Cape Town, South Africa, Jono Harris. Jono heads up the customer success function at Hi5 and has a passion for delivering great service to both internal and external customers. Having worked on the front lines and managed both customer service and sales teams in various industries, he has gained an intimate understanding of what makes people tick. Well, at least he hopes he has. Being a dad of two boys, he has become a dad joke extraordinaire and a continuous student to the art of patience and repetition. So if you miss anything, he'll happily repeat it slowly. Thanks for speaking today, Jono.
Hi, I'm Jono and I head up the customer success function at Hi5. Now, before I start, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Andrew Bruzy and the Vendium team for putting this conference together and for allowing us to speak today. So I'm going to be going today on an HR tool for today and just showing you a little bit about what Hi5 does and how Hi5 can help companies in current day. So let me get cracking. How many of you enjoy meetings? I'm sure there's probably one, but majority of us don't. And how many of you enjoy emails? Have you seen Inbox Zero, or is it actually a myth? And how many of you enjoy filling out forms? I know my hand starts cramping every time I just see one. Now, the thing is, you and I, we don't shop, we don't socialize, and we don't live that way. But too many companies are using the tools for managing and growing people that were built for a world that no longer exists. Companies are still reliant on outdated performance review questionnaires and metrics that don't actively display their employees' true value or their true skill set. Basically meaning that companies are actively limiting the innovation that their employees can be giving by not keeping up with the changing world. And this is not bringing the best out of their employees, and it's not the best for the business. This is what the majority of companies still look like today. This is a company structure that has been around forever, and our parents and our grandparents are used to this type of a company structure, where org charts are really important, hippos make the decisions, annual reviews are still the focus, information is hoarded, there is a reliance in the past, and inputs are measured and not outcomes. So we are actively measuring that our employees are there at 8 and they leave at 5, and what happens in the middle, we're not really looking at. And for those of you that are wondering what the hippos stand for, it's the highest paid person's opinion. But today, employees are different. And you just think about how we communicate and how communication has changed over the last few years. Almost all of us are checking our phones at least 150 times a day. Now, this shows that we need to get information quickly and continuously. It shows that information and the way we get it has changed from in-person meetings and telephone calls to instant messaging and central sources of documents within a workplace. But the thing is, most businesses and most workplaces have not yet adapted to this change. And this is causing a constant conflict to how the business runs and how employees want to work, which means they are not working to their fullest. If you just look at the age-old performance review, where once a year, you'll sit down with your manager, you'll go through your developmental areas based on work that was completed 11 months ago, and that does not help employee growth. Luckily though, a lot of companies are changing at least this one element. However, we are still seeing employees being bogged down with admin, and they're stuck in meetings to discuss the upcoming meeting, and then after that to discuss how that meeting went. Management teams end up having to put out fires because their teams don't actually have enough hours in the day to get actual work done and to get projects out the door. Now what? I've just told you quite a bit of things that you already knew, and this is not news to anyone. But I haven't really given you a way to change. Well, I haven't yet. But what happens if I told you that encouraging a culture of recognition within your organization can make it a better place to work for everyone? Now we've found, and this is after surveying over 1,000 employees at various companies in various industries, that a simple way to improve your company culture and get more productivity from your employees is to give them frequent feedback and recognition. And by frequent, I'm saying at least once a month, to even better, once a week. What we've also seen, and this is now especially over the last few months with COVID-19 and the global pandemic that we are facing, is the importance of continuous feedback and recognition. And this we have seen via means of our engagement levels of the software, and they have dramatically increased since March. We are still needing to look at the data for May to see exactly how May has gone, but we are expecting yet another rise. And we are expecting this to continuously rise for the foreseeable future while we are still facing COVID-19 as a global pandemic, and going forward as companies change the way in which they work and move more towards remote teams or hybrid teams. And I think Kim Scott says it best when it comes to the importance of continuous feedback and recognition, and that is the purpose of criticism is to help others improve, while the purpose of praise is to help others know what they need to keep doing more of. So instead of the old, let's encourage feedback and recognition to improve outputs, employee happiness, and ultimately improve company profitability, in which way everyone benefits. But how? Now, an easy way to do this is by getting some help from the 21st century. So get away from the forms, get away from email chains, and start using an easy-to-use cloud-based platform like Hi5. This will not only free up management and HR teams from laborious admin, but it will foster a culture of recognition between all employees. It will improve relationships. It will decrease your stress levels, and it will just make it a much, much better and more productive place to work. Now, here you're able to measure appreciation, goals, and culture by allowing employees to give continuous feedback. And while this happens in the background, you'll be gathering the data that you need to keep your employees growing. Now, Hi5 is not an HR platform. We collect data on your people, so we connect your organization to the people through means of data. This will, in the end, help companies grow and help your people grow. So I'm going to go through a very quick run through of what feature set is within Hi5, what they can be used for, and how you can get going. So Hi5, we've got the Hi5 Wall of Fame. Now this is where public recognition sits. It's fully transparent throughout the organization. So if you want to recognize a coworker, no matter where they are, no matter what level they're on, whether they're management or whether they're a standard coworker, you are able just to give recognition there. And this is full transparency to the entire company. So everyone can see this. We also have a notice board feature for added communication. We all know when something gets sent out via email, it generally just gets glazed over or it gets lost in the mass amounts of emails that we do get on a daily basis. So here you are able to target messages to specific departments or specific offices. Once that is set, you can pin it to the notice board so it remains at the top, and users will be notified via a push notification if they have the app installed, and also via email, letting them know that there is a notice on the notice board. Then there's birthdays. Now this is really fun. I'm sure we've all pretty much been to the office when it is our birthday, and no one even knew about it, so you didn't get any happy birthdays or anything like that, and just didn't really make the day very special. So here, this will alert all of your coworkers that it is your birthday via means of an email, as well as a little notice that is on the web app when you do go in, as well as on the actual mobile app as well. So here you are able to show someone a little bit of love, give them a little bit of a high five, and just make their day extra special when they are at work. Then we have the people directory. Now the people directory is a single source of everyone's contact details. So you'll be able to call or email any of your coworkers from the app, all using the people directory. We also have the organogram, which is automatically built out for you based on the permission levels inside the application and on the reporting structure. So as soon as people start getting assigned to line managers, then they start filtering underneath them automatically. Here, if you are wanting to have a saved version, it is exportable via PDF. And if you are wanting to aid deforestation, you're more than welcome to print that as well. Then you've also got, we think, something that is just as important as getting feedback from your employees, and that is getting feedback from outside of the organization. So if you're dealing with customers directly, you can get customer feedback. If you're dealing with suppliers and you want to know how your company is dealing with them, you can get supplier feedback as well. This is by means of an external pulse or an external survey. So what you would do is you would create the pulse, mark it as an external, get a unique link, put that into your email signature or into a body of an email, send it out to who you need to get the feedback from, and get the data that you need. Then, to make things even easier from a recognition standpoint, we've integrated with an application that everyone knows and that everyone uses, and that's WhatsApp. So all you would need to do here, if you are wanting to use this integration, is save the Hi5 contact number as a contact and just give your coworkers a high five through WhatsApp. Now, this we've done to increase the engagement level from recognition as well, because it is an application that everyone has and that everyone uses, and it means that you don't have to go into another application to work it. Then one of our most recent integrations is Microsoft Teams. Now, with Teams, it is recognition, and here you are able to add Hi5 from the Teams App Store, and you'd be able to recognize any of your team members. This is great. It's a platform that you're utilizing on a daily basis, and now you can utilize it for even better means, and that is by giving your coworkers recognition. You can also add the Hi5 leaderboard so you can see who's winning the Hi5 race in terms of giving recognition, not receiving it. Then we've got the API for the more technical savvy users. If you are wanting to display any of the data within a dashboard of your choosing, you can get access through to your data through the API, scrape it, and then display it as you need. So the data that we are talking about is 24/7 and it is in real time. And this is all of your people data that you will be getting. This comes in the form of recognition data, performance data, and culture data. Now, performance and culture can be measured using our pulses feature. So you'd be able to pull each individual users from their goals and add that into a pulse without having to type everything out. And you'd be able to pull the company values as well into a pulse to see how people are measuring up on the values. So that in a nutshell is Hi5. Now on the recognition standpoint as well, you can also start tagging your company values so that you as an administrator can see which company values are being lived up to the most, which need to be explained a little bit more, or which actually need to be pulled and changed because they're no longer relevant for the company. So, I mean, that is Hi5, and I hope that you have found this interesting in the form of how you could actually change to a more recognition-based culture and a more feedback-based culture as well. If you are wanting to get a demonstration of Hi5 to see exactly if it is going to help your organization move into the future, then please contact us at help@get5.io, and we'll be more than happy to set up a demo for you. Just for anyone that is attending the Vendium conference, if you can say that you are from the Vendium conference, we would look at also giving you something back in forms of maybe a reduced license fee for a period of time, should you wish to join Hi5. So, I mean, thank you very much for joining today. And once again, if you do have any questions, please reach out. The email address again is help@get5.io. Thanks so much and have a great day. And until next time, bye for now.